Stop there! Get on the floor!
January 12, 2023. 12:07 p.m. Bertram Road, Smethwick. A silver Ford Fiesta screeches to a halt outside City Computers. 4 shadows emerge. Black masks. Dead eyes. 2 double-barrel shotguns glint in the afternoon sun. 2 axes catch the light like medieval weapons. They move with terrifying precision. This isn't their first kill. The shop door explodes open. Glass shards fly like bullets. A man behind the counter looks up from his computer screen. His face goes white. Not from fear. From recognition. Because walking toward him with a loaded shotgun is his own nephew. The boy he helped raise. The family he trusted. About to pull the trigger and destroy everything. Welcome to Crime Scene Chronicles, where we dissect the UK's most shocking cases with forensic precision. I'm your host, and today we're investigating a family feud that turned Smethwick streets into a battlefield. If you're new here, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. We upload the UK's darkest true crime every week. Bertram Road, Smethwick. A normal Thursday lunchtime in January 2023. Shoppers browse the busy street. Workers grab quick lunches. Families push prams along the pavement. City Computers sits quietly among the other shops, a family-run business serving the local Pakistani community for over a decade. The owners, 2 brothers in their 40s, have built their reputation on trust, quality service, and deep community roots. In less than 5 minutes, this peaceful street will become a crime scene that shocks even hardened detectives. The Ford Fiesta isn't random. It's been circling these streets for 24 hours, sometimes 3-4 times in a single hour. The same car. The same 4 occupants. Watching. Learning. Planning with methodical obsession. They know exactly when the shop is busiest, the lunch hour rush when workers grab quick repairs. They know where every CCTV camera is positioned along the street. They've timed the police patrol routes. They know which direction offers the fastest escape route through Smethwick's maze of residential streets. This isn't impulsive violence born from sudden rage. This is military-level reconnaissance for a calculated family execution. Each pass of their car is another piece of intelligence gathered. Each observation brings them closer to the moment they'll destroy their own blood relatives. The door bursts open with explosive force that shakes the entire shop front. Wood splinters scatter like shrapnel. The reinforced glass doesn't just break, it cascades across the floor like deadly rain, each shard catching the afternoon light like tiny daggers. The first man through the door carries a double-barrel shotgun, its barrels freshly cleaned and loaded with devastating intent. His finger is already on the trigger, knuckle white with tension. Behind him, 3 more attackers flood into the small shop like a dark tide of violence. 2 more shotguns gleam with menacing precision. 2 axes catch the light, their edges honed sharp enough to split bone. Black masks hide their faces, but their movements reveal something far more terrifying than anonymity. They reveal cold, calculated purpose born from months of planning. They've rehearsed this moment in their minds countless times. Every step choreographed. Every target identified. Every second calculated for maximum destruction. The first victim stands behind the counter, frozen in disbelief that quickly transforms into terror. He's reaching for his mobile phone with trembling fingers when the shotgun blast tears through the air like thunder in a confined space. The sound is deafening, reverberating off the walls and computer equipment. Pellets rip into his arm with devastating force, each one carrying enough kinetic energy to shatter bone. Muscle tissue shreds like paper. Blood sprays in a crimson arc across computer screens, keyboards, and repair equipment. He collapses behind the counter, clutching his mangled limb, staring up through a haze of pain and shock at his attacker's eyes. Eyes that should show remorse. Eyes that should show recognition of the horror they've unleashed. Instead, he sees only cold determination, and worse, he recognizes those eyes. They belong to family. They belong to the nephew he helped raise from childhood, the boy who called him uncle with respect and love, now standing over him with a smoking shotgun. The second victim tries to run toward the back of the shop, desperate to escape the nightmare unfolding around him. His feet slip on the scattered glass and debris. The axe whistles through the air with deadly precision, wielded by hands that have practiced this exact motion. The blade catches him in the neck with surgical accuracy, splitting skin and muscle. The metal stops millimeters from his carotid artery, the difference between survival and death measured in fractions of inches that represent pure chance rather than mercy. He crashes to the floor among the broken glass and scattered computer parts, blood pooling beneath him in an expanding crimson lake, gasping for breath through a throat that barely functions. Two men in their 40s. Two pillars of their community who've built their reputation on honesty and hard work. Two brothers who've supported dozens of local families through their business. Both now fighting for their lives at the hands of their own family members, victims of an honor code that values reputation more than human life. The attack lasts less than 3 minutes. Systematic destruction. Computer equipment smashed. Windows shattered. Stock destroyed. Blood everywhere. Then, as suddenly as it began, it's over. The four attackers retreat to their Ford Fiesta. Engine roars. Tires screech. They vanish into Smethwick traffic, leaving behind devastation and 2 dying men. Detective Inspector Francis Knock arrives expecting another gang dispute. Smethwick has seen its share of territorial violence. Rival groups fighting over drug territory. Protection rackets gone wrong. Business disputes escalating to bloodshed. But as he surveys the carnage inside city computers, something feels different. This isn't random gang warfare. The precision, the planning, the personal nature of the violence. This is something far more sinister. The CCTV evidence tells a chilling story. 24 hours before the attack, cameras capture the same Ford Fiesta making multiple passes through Smethwick and neighboring Walsall. Not random driving, deliberate surveillance. The occupants are studying their target, learning traffic patterns, identifying escape routes, planning their attack with methodical precision. Mobile phone records reveal the conspiracy's depth. Constant messages between the four attackers in the days leading up to January 12, coordinated movements. Role assignments. Meeting locations. This isn't a crime of passion born from sudden anger. This is a calculated execution planned down to the minute, with each participant knowing exactly what they are supposed to do. But the investigation takes a shocking turn when detectives uncover the victims' identities and cross-reference them with intelligence gathered about the attackers. What they discover transforms this case from a brutal gang attack into something far more psychologically devastating. The man bleeding from shotgun wounds on the shop floor isn't just an innocent victim caught in gang crossfire. He's the uncle of one of the shooters. Not a distant relative or someone connected by marriage, this is his brother's son, the nephew he helped raise from childhood. The nephew who used to spend weekends at his uncle's house. The boy who learned about business and family responsibility sitting in this very shop after school. The young man who called him Chacha with genuine affection and respect. The family member he trusted enough to leave alone in the shop, who knew where the cash was kept, who understood the daily routines and security measures. That same person just tried to murder him in cold blood, using intimate family knowledge to plan the perfect attack. The psychological impact goes beyond the physical wounds. This isn't just attempted murder, it's the complete destruction of family trust that took decades to build. Every family gathering, every shared meal, every moment of guidance and support now feels like a lie. The uncle doesn't just have to recover from shotgun wounds, he has to rebuild his entire understanding of family loyalty and blood relationships. In Pakistani culture, family honor, known as Izzat, governs everything. It's the invisible code that determines social standing, marriage prospects, business relationships, and community respect. Families will sacrifice everything to protect their honor. They'll endure poverty, exile, even death rather than bring shame to the family name. But in Smethwick, this ancient code twisted into something deadly. Honor became worth killing for. The feud between these two family branches had been simmering for years, fed by perceived slights that grew into genuine hatred. It started small, business disputes over territory and customer loyalty. One branch of the family believed they deserved more respect in community dealings. The other felt their contributions were being minimized and overlooked. Territorial disagreements became personal attacks. Who controlled which streets for business? Who had the right to serve which customers? Who deserved recognition as the more successful, more honorable branch of the family tree? Social media transformed private family disputes into public spectacles that couldn't be ignored. Instagram posts that seemed innocent to outsiders carried coded insults that family members understood perfectly. Facebook comments that appeared supportive actually contained subtle threats and challenges. WhatsApp groups became battlegrounds where family members chose sides and escalated conflicts with each message. What happened behind closed doors now played out in public forums where backing down meant losing face in front of the entire community. Each escalation required a stronger retaliation to maintain family honor. A harsh word demanded a public insult in response. A business slight required customers to be stolen away. A social media post needed to be answered with something more cutting, more personal, more devastating. The cycle spiraled beyond control as each act of revenge demanded greater retribution. What started with words progressed to threats. Threats became property damage. Property damage escalated to physical confrontation. Until revenge meant attempted murder, and family honor required the complete destruction of blood relatives. Before we continue with how police tracked these killers across international borders, smash that like button if you're shocked by this family betrayal. And share this video. Your friends need to hear how family honor became family destruction. Within hours of the shooting, two of the attackers, brothers Jamal and Azim Hussein, vanished completely. Not just from Smethwick, not just from the West Midlands, but from the entire country. Their plan is simple: disappear permanently before police can build a case against them. Their mistake is thinking they can hide forever from a determined international manhunt. West Midlands police launch an unprecedented investigation. They contact Interpol within hours. International arrest warrants are issued. Pakistani authorities receive detailed suspect descriptions and photographs. Financial transactions are traced across multiple countries. Family connections are mapped and monitored. The brothers think they've escaped. Instead, they've trapped themselves in a web that spans 2 continents. For 15 months, 457 days, Jamal and Azim Hussein live as international fugitives. They can't use their real names. They can't contact family openly. They can't return to the life they knew. Every knock on the door could be police. Every stranger could be an undercover officer. Every phone call could be their last taste of freedom. But homesickness is a powerful force. Family pressure weighs heavily. The brothers' mother pleads with them to return. Wives and children need their fathers. The isolation becomes unbearable. Against all logic, against all survival instincts, they decide to come home to Britain. That decision seals their fate. April 2024. Manchester Airport. Azim Hussein steps off an international flight directly into police custody. Officers have been waiting. Handcuffs snap shut. His 15-month escape is over. May 2024. Jamal follows the same path. The same airport. The same outcome. Both brothers are now in custody, facing the mountain of evidence that's been building against them for over a year. Wolverhampton Crown Court, August 2024. The brothers sit in the dock facing charges that could destroy their lives. Conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm. Firearms offences. Violent disorder. The evidence against them is overwhelming. CCTV footage showing their reconnaissance. Phone records proving their coordination. Witness statements identifying their voices. Forensic evidence linking them to the weapons. Their defense strategy crumbles under legal scrutiny. Claims of family honor don't justify attempted murder in British courts. Cultural traditions can't override criminal law. Ancient codes of revenge don't excuse modern violence. Faced with irrefutable evidence and life sentences, both men change their pleas to guilty. September 2024. Jamal Hussein learns his fate, 9 years and 2 months in prison. November 2024. Azim Hussein receives 8 years. Combined with their co-conspirators, this single-family feud costs 73 years of freedom. The judge's words echo through the silent courtroom. This planned attack could easily have resulted in murder. The involvement of family relationships makes this tragedy even more devastating. The impact on Smethwick's Pakistani community is immediate and profound. Bertram Road changes overnight. Shop owners install security cameras and panic buttons. Families look over their shoulders, wondering which dispute might explode next. Community leaders organize meetings about honor, violence, and finding peaceful solutions to family conflicts. This case exposes a hidden epidemic across Britain. Honor-based violence affects thousands of families annually. Ancient traditions clash with modern law. Cultural pressure explodes into criminal violence. Young men feel trapped between family expectations and legal consequences. The result is a growing crisis that law enforcement struggles to address. Every business owner on Bertram Road now knows they could be next. Caught between feuding families through no fault of their own. Innocent victims of other people's honor wars. The entire community lives in fear, wondering what family dispute might turn violent next. Trust erodes. Relationships fracture. The social fabric that held the community together begins to unravel. Today, City Computers remains closed. The windows are boarded up. The interior still bears scars from the attack. 2 men carry permanent physical and psychological wounds from their family members' violence. 6 men serve decades in prison for a dispute that could have been resolved peacefully. Multiple families are destroyed. Children grow up without fathers. Wives struggle as single mothers. The true cost of family honor is immeasurable. The Smethwick shooting forces Britain to confront uncomfortable truths about cultural integration and criminal violence. When ancient honor codes transplant to modern streets, communities must choose between tradition and law. When family disputes escalate to attempted murder, society must decide how to prevent the next tragedy. This investigation reveals how quickly family honor can become family horror. How cultural traditions can twist into criminal conspiracies. How the people you trust most can become the ones who hurt you worst. 6 men's lives are destroyed. A community is traumatized. But perhaps most tragically, 2 families who should have been celebrating together instead spent their savings on legal fees and prison visits. The uncle who was shot by his nephew still struggles with the betrayal. It's not just the physical wounds that won't heal, it's the psychological devastation of knowing that family honor meant more to his nephew than family love. That ancient codes of revenge mattered more than blood relationships. That in the end, Izzat was worth more than Izzat, honor was worth more than life. This has been Crime Scene Chronicles, investigating the cases that shock Britain. If this family betrayal story stunned you, you need to see our investigation into the honor killing that divided Manchester. Subscribe now for weekly deep dives into the UK's darkest crimes. Hit that notification bell, you won't want to miss what we uncover next. The Smethwick shooting is a warning about what happens when honor becomes horror. Until next time, stay safe out there.